Welcome back to Real Talk with the Pros. We've got some real stories, real solutions, and real people working behind the scenes of the home industry. I'm Tammy Halford with Picket Fences Realty.
And I'm Chris McLaughlin. Whether you've been nesting in your home for years or you've just been starting your journey into home ownership, Debbie's tips are practical, reassuring, and just what you need to feel confident about protecting your space.
We're talking warranties for both the buyers and the sellers, along with the peace of mind of a home warranty can bring. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's get into some real talk with the pros. Well, Debbie, thank you so much for being with us today. Just kind of start us off by telling us a little bit about how you got to be a regional manager for Home Warranty Inc. and how you got into this business.
Well, thank you for having me. It's
Sure.
my pleasure being here down in beautiful Fairmont, West Virginia, right?
Yes, hot.
I have been with this company for 4 years now.
Okay.
And prior to that, my other two houses, I always had a home warranty on my house. And I had a prior career in the optical business, and COVID made me kind of redirect myself. And this kind of job fell into my, I wouldn't say fell into my lap, but I was intrigued with it because I always liked the real estate process. And being that I was a believer in home warranties, here I am. And I like the company. We are nationwide, but it's still a big company, but a small company mind. So we treat our clients like their family. We want to make sure that everybody's taken care of. Your clients have access to me. I will always answer the phone as long as I'm able to, right? Or give them a call right back. And yeah, I've just enjoyed the process so far.
Now, what's your region cover?
So I have the majority of West Virginia. I have all of Pennsylvania. I'm overseeing all of Maryland, and I have like about a third of Ohio.
Big
so
territory.
Quite a bit.
But you're still able to answer your phone,
I
and
am still-
anytime we call,
Yes.
you're right on it.
So when somebody buys a home warranty, what are the things that it usually covers? You know, appliances, the plumbing, HVAC, or
Yes.
all of the above?
Yep. So pretty much all of those. So it's going to be the air conditioner, furnace, appliances, water heater. They'll have some plumbing coverages, plumbing stoppages, electrical. It's not going to cover like pests or structure. It's going to be things that would break due to normal wear and tear after they buy the house. So when they're looking at the house, everything's working fine, but then they get in and then all of a sudden the dishwasher stops working. So things like that is what we'll cover.
So it's definitely going to alleviate some of the headache of coming up with money.
Exactly. Yes.
So, also, I believe, because we just had a lunch and learn upstairs, so I've learned a little bit more. So, you also do some pre-existing conditions. How does that work?
We do. So if the client has had a home inspection and it's showing that everything is in working order, they could submit that, and we'll support them with pre-existing conditions, or they can pay $75 to add it. What it would cover would be more like things that are tested by on-off, but you don't take them through a cycle. So for example, a stove that you turn on and it looks fine in the home inspection, but we didn't cook anything.
Right.
So you can't. So that'll protect them with things like that, because you don't know. Or a dishwasher that you turn it on and off, but you didn't run all the different cycles. You
Right.
didn't put it on the pots and pans. You just did them at regular cycles. So it technically could support them with covering that.
Gotcha.
So what about, depending on, is the coverage change if it's a new house, new built house, or if it's an older house? Is it the same coverage?
We do have, so if it's a brand new build, we would not put a regular home warranty. We do have a new construction product for them that is a 1 to 4 or 2 to 4, which is going to support them in picking up, because most of the items in the house have a 1-year
Right.
warranty when they first build it. So
Right.
we're going to pick up when that ends.
Oh,
So a lot of them do the 1 to 4. So
Yeah.
as soon as the manufacturer warranties run out, then we
They
step
have
in
it.
and support them in the same things with their furnace and
Right.
water heater and air, things like that.
and that makes sense.
Yep.
You know.
Plumbing, yep.
Yeah, so what about extras? You've got swimming pools, your septic tanks, or wells. Do you cover anything like that?
Yep, so they can add, that is extra, because most of our main coverages, whether it's our core plan or executive, are going to be the bulk of the items that most houses have. So our extras would be, like you said, the pool, if they have a spa, well, septic, if they have extra air conditioner, extra water heater, or extra appliances, or like your garage refrigerator that we'll have. Also, that we have outside, like water, gas, electric lines outside that we offer extra. But most of the items are covered under the executive plan.
Do you have a ballpark figure of what a home warranty would cost, and does it go up or down for any reason?
So it's with our core plan, it's $595, and our executive is $895. It wouldn't go up or down. Like nothing changes based on how many claims you have. You could have 0 claims or 100 claims. Like the price stays the same.
So how many months of coverage does your home warranty give you?
So our initial period is 14 months, which we're the
Wow.
only ones in the industry that give the extra 2 months, which is nice.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So good.
So can you share a story where the home warranty really came through for the homeowner and,
Yeah.
definitely alleviated some of the...
Yes, my favorite story is it was last summer, and he was like some kind of war veteran, and used everything he had to pay for his house, and then his air conditioner went down, and of course the technician came out, said he needed a whole new unit, and he was upset because he didn't have the money, and we needed a diagnosis because we needed to know what's wrong with it, and the technician, it was his own technician that he had chosen, and I don't know, he was telling him all kind of stuff. So I was like, let's just get a second opinion. I'll cover the deductible. Let's get a second opinion. And when the second guy came out, it was a capacitor, which was a $140 part. So he went from $5,000 to $140. So then we were champions because we were there to support him, supported him getting a second opinion, and just kind of eased his mind that we had his back.
Right.
And he wasn't taken advantage of. And if he didn't have the home warranty, he probably would have just paid that guy $5,000 to get a whole new unit, and he didn't need one.
That's amazing.
So those are feel good stories, especially when you help the people that he gave everything he had to live in this house by himself, and he just wasn't prepared to buy a brand new air conditioner right then.
You mentioned 2 things there I wanted to touch on. You gave a military discount, correct?
We do. So on the initial plan, they get active duty or veterans get $25 off whatever plan they choose.
That's amazing. And then the second thing is it just unique to you at home warranty, or is it that they can choose their own contractor? Or
They can.
Okay.
I mean, I think other competitors, some may do that. I know we were one of the original ones to do that. We do have some referral partners as well, but your client, even if we had someone in your area that we've used before, they can still choose their person. As long as they're a qualified contractor that can send us a bill that has their logo and their ID and all that, they can use whoever they want.
And it doesn't change the value. I mean, just because you use, like in medical insurance, if you use an out-of-network.
No.
So it's all the same. That's awesome.
Right. So like if your capacitor goes, if your heat exchanger goes, there's going to be the pricing that we pay for it, and it doesn't matter if you're using like a Lowe's contractor or somebody re-referred, like it's the cost of whatever the failed part and labor is.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So if something does break, what is the process of filing a claim? Is it really straightforward? Or
It is. I always recommend they call me first so I can guide them through the process. It is pretty simple. They can either call in to our 877 number, and somebody's there 24/7, 365, and they initiate the claim. We're going to let them know to have a contractor come out. And then when the contractor's in the house, they'll just call us back with a diagnosis because we need to know the failed parts and labor. And then once they get the approval of that, then they can have that person fix it, or they can choose to get, if they didn't like what that person, they can get somebody else out. But yeah, super simple. The main thing though to remember is to not get it fixed before they talk to us.
Right.
Because then it's a denial. Yeah. But as long as we're in the process, whether it's their person or our person, then it's going to be the failed part and labor.
Does it ever occur that once they file the claim and then you have the repairman, whoever that contractor may be, come out and fix the problem, and then a month later it's still having issues? How do you handle something like that?
If it's the same issue, we would probably just base it off the same claim and get maybe a different person or that same person back out there. Normally it'd probably be the same person within 30 days because I think most of the technicians have their own little warranty on what they fix. But if it's further down the line, then we would just probably generate a separate claim.
Gotcha.
To see what it was.
So how do you make sure that the contractors are reliable? I remember you touching base on this in the Lunch and Learn today, but what if you still keep on having a problem? Don't you have a rating system for them?
We do. So yes, we have they don't
tell us what their rating system is. We just know there is one. And sometimes us as regional sales managers will give our feedback on something that goes south, or the clients. Like, we want to know what the feedback is, if the client or if the technician came out on time, if they cleaned up after themselves, it was repaired the first time, that their pricing is in line, because you can see it. I mean, the pricing is, I mean, it's crazy how the same thing could be so different in price. But we are going to base them on that. And then if it's someone that just keeps giving our customers kind of a hard time and not doing right by them or us, then we're just going to bump them down the list until they're just not referred by us anymore. And then we're always looking for referral partners too. So as agents, when you have your people, if it's someone out there that you think we should have as a referral partner, we always take recommendations too.
Oh, good. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So your customer service is impeccable. You can always contact you directly, and you encourage the people to contact you directly. So I appreciate that. From a buyer standpoint, sometimes it's hard because they're, shelling out all this money to buy a new home. How do you encourage them, and what do you tell them that you probably should buy a warranty? It's not just because I'm trying to sell you something, but it's going to be very helpful for you in the long run.
I think that it is worth the money, only, or not just only because it will offset the cost for them, right? For anything that fails, but it's also because we're going to be there to support them and make sure that they're not taken advantage of by a technician. I mean, you want to believe everybody's on the up and up, but that's not always the case. And we are going to let them know if they have somebody out, like, let's get a second opinion, or it's under a manufacturer warranty, like you may only have to pay for labor. So we're just going to kind of guide them through the process and make sure, because buying a home, especially if it happens at the beginning that something breaks down, they have so many things going on, they're getting so many things in the mail, it's pretty overwhelming.
Right.
And I just think we just give them that peace of mind with protecting what matters and just being there to kind of hold their hand through the process.
Absolutely.
So would you suggest that the buyer to be buying this warranty on their own, or should they be really looking at when the seller including it as part of the deal? I know you mentioned before in the Lunch and Learn that sometimes even the seller will help alleviate some of the...
Yeah, I mean, you can always ask for an amount to go towards it, and then if the seller doesn't want to give as much as you want, the buyer can pay the other part. Like if they want to add things to it, I mean, because it can be part of the closing on both sides. So, I mean, that's something they can do, because if they initiate it right at closing, there's no delay on claims.
Right.
If it's something that the buyer adds after the fact, then potentially what they added could have a 30-day wait on claims.
Okay.
So that's why I always tell them, like, hey, the buyer may be only wanting to pay $600, but you want the executive at $895, just pay the difference.
Right.
And then they get what they want.
So when a seller is selling their home, you have a warranty for them, and it's free. Correct.
We do. We have the free listing coverage. It's up to 6 months. It's going to give them coverage on appliances, plumbing, electrical. The only thing it doesn't cover for free is the HVAC, water heater, furnace. And if you wanted to add that, it's only $75.
That's
So
amazing.
it gives the seller too, especially sellers that aren't in the house any longer, if something happens, as long as it's in working order and it is actively listed, like we can't put a listed coverage on a house that's not listed yet. As long as it's actively listed, then yes. And I know some agents, they do that to support the client with the listing, like, hey, we offer this free service for you. And I wish I had it when I sold my house. I didn't know it existed.
Right.
Because I was nervous the whole time that something was going to break.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Now it doesn't transfer over to the buyer, correct?
No, it would terminate on like 11:59 on the day like before closing, and then it would just cease to exist. But then if there was a buyer coverage, that would start like right at 12 o'clock.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
From the seller's side, how could a home warranty be more appealing for the buyer to also include that?
I think it's a nice gesture because, you have these people paying a lot of money for their house, and that they're willing to help them protect probably the biggest expense they will ever have on these things that could happen, like a dishwasher break or a washer and dryer or the furnace or air now, that it'll give them some money to
Right.
put towards it when they're just buying the house.
So are there any new cool trends happening in the home warranty world that buyers and sellers should know about? I know you had talked about the power surging, some where you have like the water for the city, and then you're responsible for point A to point B into the house. You have some type of warranties for those.
We
kind
do.
of tell us about
Yeah,
those.
we have an exterior line protection plan that'll do gas, sewer, septic, water, electric from the house to the street. We have that protection that we offer. We do have like a surge shield product that covers a lot of like your rings, your doorbells, like the whole house things, which is additional on there. We do have the concierge service, which is free, but that'll support your client in setting up their electric and gas and any other utilities, cable, internet. We have moving. We have like rekey service that they can, depending on the area, that to give them discounts, right? So we're not paying for it; it's free, but we will help guide them through the process, get them great deals, and then we're there to support them in changing closing dates, deposits, things like that. And that's all just part of the buyer plan.
And if the seller had this on market and it was something breaks while it was being on the market, are they still able to use the home warranty that they
Yeah, as
had
long as it has
purchased?
the listing coverage, absolutely. Yep. And I've seen it where like it breaks like the week before closing and we've initiated the claim the week before. It would still, even if as long as it was initiated before, it would still be under that listing coverage. Yes, to get it taken care of.
So on our show, we elicit some questions from our listeners. So I have a few here, and Chris has a few as well. So our first question comes from Suzanne, who's a listener in Jane Lou. Are there any fees like service charges or deductibles that we should be aware of before signing up?
$100. So each claim would have a $100 service fee.
Okay.
So they're going to cover the first 100.
So once they have the warranty in place, if my dishwasher breaks down, they're going to pay $100, and then that contractor's going to come out and do whatever they need to do.
Well, they'll pay it to the contractor.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
what'll happen is with the $100, so say for example their dishwasher breaks, the failed parts and labor, say the approval amount's $400,
Okay.
right, based on the invoice.
Sure.
We're just going to send them a check for $300. So we just take the $100 off.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Simple.
And our next question comes from Salem. Jimmy asks, do you have the option to choose who services the issues or are required to use someone provided by your company? And I think you were already touched base on
A little.
that.
Yep. He can choose who he wants.
Okay, and
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yep.
We have a text from John in Grafton asking, do you cover new construction? If so, how does the warranty differ from that of an older home?
The only difference is the new construction, we do 1 to 4 years or 2 to 4 years, and we're going to pick up where the manufacturer ends on the new house, and we'll cover the same items. It'll be the electric, plumbing, water heater, furnace, air, all the appliances, garage door opener, but you don't need that your first year.
Right.
So they'll start it, it'll get paid in the closing, but we won't start paying anything out till year 1. However, they can still call in and talk to the claim department, which is nice because then we would guide them to be like, okay, that's still under manufacturer warranty. You need to call them to take care of it. So they still will have our support, even though that first year or two, we probably would not be paying out much because of the manufacturer warranty.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
That's good to know.
And a resident close by here in Fairview inquires whether manufactured homes are included in your coverage. And I'm thinking the double wides that they do and stuff, are they part of?
As long as it's on a fixed foundation, like it's not still on wheels that they
Right.
can move off the property. Yes, as long as it has like it's on a
block
slab
foundation.
or something, yeah, that it's not moving, it's staying, then yes, they would have coverage.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's all the questions that we have today. I appreciate you coming by. Is there anything that you have that we haven't discussed or gone over that you think our audience would like to hear?
I think the one thing with my company that we're very proud of is our Better Business Bureau score. We are the highest rated of all
I can
our
see why.
competitors, and our CEO is very proud of that. But we're at A+, and we have a score of like 4.35. It's hard to get that because you do, and it's nice that there's a lot of reviews because that's when it's harder to get the score
Right.
higher, and you got to You just got to work at it.
And I strongly recommend, I mean, I learned a lot from the lunch and learn we had earlier, but yeah, just the knowledge, and I'm making sure any of my friends, even if I don't partake in the,
Right.
picket fences and Tammy selling the house, I'm going to make sure that's one thing that they have.
Yeah, and I appreciate that because I think it is it. People don't. It's amazing to me. I think I read something the other day that only 8% of the houses of the United States have a home warranty. And it's amazing to me because I've always had one since I've had a house, and I've used it. And I remember buying my first house. My neighbors just let it came with our house because they were new builds, and they just let it lapse. And when we had our anything go wrong, I just called them up, and they were all like struggling to pay for stuff and all that. I'm like, well, you should have kept your home warranty. Like I used it all the time. Like I was always a believer in it. So this is just like the perfect field for me to be in, and I want my clients taken care of. Like it doesn't do me any good if they're not taken care of. So I want to make sure that, they get the best care, that you guys get the great reviews, that I'm here to support you with whatever you need. And that they get the peace of mind, and it's an easy process. I don't want it to be hard.
Well, again, I appreciate it, and Chris,
Thank you.
appreciate you all being here, and thank you so much. And we will hopefully have you again. And after the first of the year, I think you have some new.
We're going to roll out our new
things.
plan for
Yeah.
26, 27. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we'll have to have you back to see what's going on then.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And that's a wrap with this week's episode of Real Talk with the Pros. A big thank you with Debbie Christian and the Home Warranty Inc. for sharing the wisdom. It's always a pleasure to learn from someone who truly cares about helping homeowners feel confident and that are covered.
If you enjoyed today's chat, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with someone who could use a little home warranty in their life. We've got more great guests and real conversations coming your way, so stay tuned.
Till next time, keep asking questions, keep learning, and always keep it real.